I honestly don't know how I feel right now. I just recorded an episode and then I played it and discovered that there was no sound. Oh my god, this is so painful. Anyways, welcome to Troubled Water Set 2, where I talk about what's going on in my life, what's going on in your life, and what God has to say about it. Enjoy. So, oh my god, I don't even know what I said in the other one. I feel pain. Let's not more and let's just get right into it. So, this is the second quarter of the year, and were you able to achieve your goals for last month? Were you able to achieve your goals for the first quarter? January to March. Were you able to do the things that you were wanted to do, and were you able to complete them? If you were not able to complete them, you got to some stages, and I feel like you felt proud of yourself. Like, oh my god, I've never done something like this before, and for some reasons you kept pushing, and you're like, I'm going to get better with this thing. Okay, speaking on achievement and goals and all of that. So I achieved something last month, and it's I just realized that I never even really wrote it down as a goal or as something I wanted to achieve. But when it came clear, I was like, oh my god, I never even thought that this was a goal for me. But I'm so glad I was able to achieve this. And then I didn't realize that I could not share with people. Why? Because I felt like, oh, people have gone past that stage. Nobody is celebrating this kind of win anymore because people are doing better. So what do you mean this is your own win? It's weird, it's childish. Okay. So I then through my situation learned a lesson that just because people have gone through a certain landmark, people have passed a certain, bar that they set for themselves, doesn't mean that when you get to that place, it is not a win. It's a win for you because that's the first time you're doing it. It's a win for you because that was your own goal, not their goal. It's a win for you because you did something you've probably never done before. A win is a win. Whether it doesn't look like a win to other people, it doesn't mean that it's not a win for you. So and then yesterday I saw a video 24 hours without tech hosted by Kegan and he invited Salem. I love Salem King, so I don't know, I just stopped by to watch the video on YouTube. And then Salem did not win, obviously. They were giving 33k to get stuffs and then you can't use your phone, you can use anything digital and then you're supposed to spend 33k for the whole day. They give them a list of stuffs to get. So Kagan has been doing this challenge for a while now. I think this is like his fifth guest. This is the first time he's inviting Selim. And Selim said this is what made him realize that he has more tendencies of Ajabo than he thought he had, although he did not grow up in the trenches, but at least he was comfortable. So he did not know that he could not survive on the streets. So after giving them the 33k, Selim went to the supermarket. How do you want to manage 33k to buy gari, beans, and things like that? And you thought that the best place to go to was a supermarket. Dude, come out of there in Jesus' name. I was just laughing because immediately I saw him there, I knew I was going to fail. So, but one thing he said that caught my attention was he said, I might not win, but I feel like I deserve a medal because this is the first time I'm doing something like this. And the fact that I came out, he was already looking frustrated to be sincere. The fact that I came out to do this, I'm already a winner. And I was like, this one is just motivating himself. But later I thought about it and I was like, that's true. He was doing it for the first time. Kegan might have won, but for Salem, that was a win. You get? It's a challenge. Kegan won the challenge, but for Salem, it's a win. So yes, people might have gotten past that milestone in their lives, but for you, it's a win and you need to celebrate it. You crossed a milestone that you've never crossed before, and that's your win for you, honestly. People I like to avoid are people that minimize your wins, people that minimize things that look like a big deal to you. It's very painful. Say I've never bought a pen with my money before, and then I got a pen, and I tell my friend or someone around me, maybe a roommate, and I'm like, "Can you believe I bought a pen by myself?" And she's like, "Well, I got a pen last year for myself. You're just getting a pen for yourself. How do you feel happy about that?" People like that make you feel stupid. honestly. And they're like, well, maybe getting a pen really is not a win. And then you start to push yourself or you stop pushing yourself. It goes two ways. So you need to avoid people like that. So just because people have passed a certain milestone doesn't mean it's not a win for you. A win, it's a win. So celebrate it. You might not be able to accomplish all that you said to do in the first quarter of the year, but I mean, who's counting? Okay, the calendar keeps ticking, but I mean, who's counting? Literally. So you can still continue with the goals that rolled over. It's just like data balance. Roll it over. Just because you didn't finish it last month does not mean that you can't finish it this month. And then there are goals that you were able to finish. Don't drop it down. If it's an habit that you're working on, keep doing it. 3 months is not the ultimatum. You can do better. So just keep doing it and see that you can actually push yourself beyond what you think you can take. So it's just that. Honestly, I wasn't even planning to talk about pushing yourself. A win is a win. I don't know, it just dropped in my heart and I felt like sharing it. So even if your win for the first quarter of the year was surviving the first quarter of the year, that is a win. Some people committed suicide for lesser issues than you went through. So it's a win that you were able to go through whatever phase of your life you went through and came out strong. That is a win. If your only win was actually getting one job, well, some people are still jobless. I'm not saying that your benchmark is some people, but the truth is, okay, let's put it this way. Your win was surviving the first 3 months of the year, right? Last year, if you were to go through what you went through at the beginning of this year, how do you think you'll handle it? Don't you think you handled it better? Don't you think you've learned so many things that you could use as a story later for your life? Don't you think you've done some things to survive that you feel like, oh my god, normal, I wouldn't have thought about that. Or I don't know how I thought about that and look at me now. So if your only win was surviving, then that's fine. If your only win was being able to read some certain chapters of a particular book when you plan to actually read 6 books, it's a win. Some people don't like reading. I've met some people that they're like, I sleep off while I'm reading and I really want to read. And eventually they set goals for themselves. It's a win. I think one time I was talking to a friend that is not very good with reading. So she was like, our goal is to finish a book in 1 month. That particular month, the mistake she made was talking to me because me, I read for I read for fun. I read because I want to take it off my list. And I also read because I want to gain knowledge. So that particular month, I read about 4 books. So when she was telling me she read one book to end, and I was like, oh, I read four too. I'm so happy because that was the first time I was reading like more than that in a stretch. So she was like, oh, I read one. I said, Kini, have you finished one book before in your life? She said no. And then it's a win. Because I read four doesn't mean that you didn't do good. Bro, in fact, I should feel bad because normally with the amount of the way I read, I should be able to finish 20 books in a month with the way I read. And the 20 books should not be self help, please. I do bad with self help. And now, currently, there's a particular book I started last year. I'm not done with it yet. I'm not pushing myself beyond what I should do because I'm like in between that book. I've read 10 books, so it's about the book and the fact that the knowledge I'm gaining from it is very heavy. I just can't rush through it. So a win is a win, is what I'm trying to say. So you read one book and you're feeling less because testimony read for book. Have you met testimony when testimony used to read? I read over 15 books in a month. So even for me, that was not even a win. And for you, you felt like you didn't do much. Bro, you did much. That was a win for you because you've never finished the book. So, what am I saying? Other things that I also feel less about as a person. Yes, am I getting better? Yes, because who's watching? Me. The goal is getting better than my yesterday, not getting better than my counterparts or people that are doing similar things. So yeah, like I said, a win is a win. So I'll just say like a short prayer and enjoy the rest of your day. So close your eyes and pray. For God's sake, you're rude. Dear God, I pray for this listener today that you strengthen them, you open their eyes of understanding, you help them to see that they're doing better than they could ever have done. And this is the best version of them that they can have. And though they can do better, but they're taking it one step at a time, and that's all that matters. Help them to accept the wins that they had, like it matters to the whole world. Help them to celebrate themselves because who will better celebrate you if not you? And help them to see you in the center of everything. I pray visibility by the Spirit for you this month. I pray strength by the Spirit for you this month. I pray grace for you by the Spirit this month. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.